Hello everybody, this is Wise Exotics, your host Trevor speaking. I hope you're all doing well. This will be April start video log for 2024. If you're new to my channel, I mainly log my Nepenthes and collection to see how they're doing, what's new, what's coming in, any interesting developments, the good, the bad, and the like. So I do review these videos to kind of recap where I need to go, what was going on in developing, and proceed from there. So in the last video, I did state that I had a Goddess Madeira. It has lost the traps, sadly, but I did not bag acclimate it, and I was just letting it kind of do its own thing. It's already pushed a healthy growth tip here, and it's pushing a new leaf down here. Kind of stressed new leaf, but it did come from Texas. It is already developing a pitcher and has a developing pitcher node, so hopefully we'll see a nice, interesting Samudera. This is a readily available new Grex species, or a newly described species from Borneo Exotics. You can usually pick it up for $17. It is BE3172. They do get rather large. It's what I would call the Sumatra truncata in a way. It's very tall, stout, and big with a little bit of stripes, so keep that in mind. Let's see. Sibulinensis down here is got a nice, cute little squat pitcher developing. Keep it in there so it keeps nice and squat around. Kind of using the plant to check its growth. This is actually a Spectabolus extraventricosa. I don't see this cross very often. This is a seed-grown one. When I got it, it had huge traps, but it got barbecued in that heat wave 3 years ago, and it's been fighting it since. It's finally come back. It's finally pitching again, so I'm really excited. All the plants I was having problems with basically are pitching right now like crazy. I'm not kidding. They are all very happy all over the place. I did get these new green little sticks. They do have these cool little loop around clamps. This is my LVB Veitchii Barrio. It did get a new trap right here. Very pretty, very stout. Very similar to a lot of Veitchii. When this one did picture last time, that was the one that had that extremely red trap with the green stripes. So it looks like it's trying to do that again. You can see next to it is my Veitchii B's newest trap. It's already getting pinkish and reddish. Oh, I'm hoping it goes more red. Or it kind of stays a cute pink. Either way, I'm happy with it. I'm really enjoying B. Now, random trivia fact for those of you who are into Veitchii, and I did not know this. So the Baryogrex, and this does include Candy Dreams, along their leaves will have spots. They are also called the speckled Veitchii, and it is only the Baryogrex, to my understanding, that gets this trait, which I think is rather interesting. That really does separate it out from the others, not just with stripes, flare, or the other points, but the leaf foliage getting a different speckling is very different. Now, if you ever see Veitchii A or Veitchii B, as on this one, saltwater taffy, or just taffy, whatever you want to call it, you will see these spots along the peristome body. You'll also sometimes see it on the wing. Apparently getting on the wing is a rare trait, so taffy has a cool little trait. Yay! In this bag is a plant I was trying to get for a while. This is from my friend Samantha at Nepenthes Odyssey on Instagram. She had offered me this plant a while ago, and it just took me a while to, save up and buy it off her. So I did. She says I have to take very good care of it, or she will be very angry with me. So I have put it in the corner, trying to give it the best thing, possible for light, acclimation, dryness, so it doesn't get too wet. Veitchii, as they get older, tend to not like to be too waterlogged or even too moist. They like to dry out a bit because they are an epiphyte. So keep that in mind if you're growing Veitchii, as I have a Veitchii addiction, apparently. A few people are saying. Yes, I do have quite a few Veitchii in my collection. Veitchii probably now make up the most of my collection. So I do also have some of these cute little Veitchii Candy Dreams X Minima, or Minima X Candy Dreams, because Grex is the male, is the last. Paloensis is down here. This is the so far non-striped seed grown. The basil is still with my friend Black Thumb Plants over in Texas, so he's got that one. The striped one is now in the tank because it was not pitching and not as happy, so I was hoping a little more stable humidity would make it happier. A couple of these plants, that is S1 and S2 right there, which both get these really crazy stripes. No difference. I know some of you were wondering how the rice water experiment worked, because this one had it and that one had it, this one didn't. They're both leaf jumps are about the same. So no real, it doesn't seem to be bad or really hurt it in any way, giving them rice water as a fertilizer. Now, mind you, I only did a drop or two. Little Veitchii A down here, I moved it over here so its other pitcher that's developing down there on that new leaf can go. And as I said, Veitchii A is there. I do have a video showing the A. It does have a developing red pitcher, and it has painted like drops that look like someone put a drop and the drop kind of dripped a bit, so it looks really cool to me. I'm really excited to see that one. I've wanted an A for a while. K, so this is from Mike's Little Oasis. This is KXK from both of the Exotica plants. This one is developing a new trap. This is KXM, nice and squat with stripes. Let's see over here. This is the number 22 from BE. I can't actually see it, but the phone sees it. So it's that Grex right there. This is specimen number 22. Squat with stripes. It's gonna get some flare. It looks nice. Let's see. Bada Bully is this little pink tag right here. Doing well. It's next to KXK. For the KXK, Mike does have one available still to my knowledge, and he is offering to sell it. He's kept a few for his own personal collection, but he does have one for sale if anybody in the US is still looking for it. Just hit him up on Instagram. He's Mike's Little Oasis. Same thing, if you're ever looking for plants, really do recommend talking to Samantha at Nepenthes Odyssey. So she sold me the Veitchii A, and I also got a suratensis, which is a plant I really wanted to kind of study. It's not well documented, and there's not a lot. They are critically endangered, but there are people who are breeding them horticulture here in the US, thankfully. The species that it's related to most is Borcarensis, and we'll get to it when I go over there, but its main interesting trait is it has tuberous roots. Believe it or not, that's really interesting. They're also classified as ultra lowland because they can be found exactly at sea level, if not lower, usually in sandy kind of savanna areas, grassy terrain. So they're not even epiphyte. They literally exist on the ground in soil. So it's an interesting development that it needs tuberous roots for that. Anywho, so the Clippias are in the back corner. Zigzag, or what do you call it, the variegated one has popped a new larger trap. The new little one is just pushing through its newest leaf. Seem rather happy. I did move Cherry Bomb Nut to its sibling. I did move all the plants around. Super Glue is doing fine. Look at that big tendril and, growth tip embryo on it. I'm expecting a larger trap on that one, but mind you, that one is one of my larger trap specimens. Number 42 from Red Leaf Exotics is down there, big trap. It's got another one developing right here, but it kind of went a little wonky, so I hope it continues. It's like its flare tip is a little over flared. At Red Leaf Exotics 30, finally getting a new trap. This is actually pretty woody, getting kind of pinkish little speckles on it. This is Veitchii Burgundy, XOI Veitchii X Burgundy Red. So we'll see how that develops. It initially was yellow, kind of squat with a little flare. Minor faint stripes when I got it. It did not picture for like 4 to 6 months, so we'll see how it goes. Another note, Singulana X Diabolica is right there, super dark on this one. This is a usually pretty expensive plant. If you have wanted this one, Pearl River has it for like 50 to 60 bucks. So highly recommend nabbing a few of those if you're in mind, or one if you were trying to get a cool toothy plant. They literally look like a dark Diabolica. Now, my only gripe to it, I would state, is it's bred with the BE Diabolica, which is very sensitive. So this one tends to like it cold. It is sensitive. It does not like to be waterlogged. I did have to treat this one for root rot, but it came back after a while. So keep that in mind. Down here we can see the cool Glandiflora Exidmortiana. Look at those speckles, almost like getting blue spots on it, but it's just glands. Nice red, but it starts when it opens. It's yellow peristome with stripes, so it's striped. It's really neat to watch it develop. All the plants are doing well. Now we'll go over here. Now this is my Ventricosa. It's been very happy. Viking X excuse me, Viking X Reflegiana red. This is number 2, not number 1. Look at the stripes on that. Crazy. I had put this one up for sale, but I got a couple of very rude messages saying it's not even worth selling or something, and that I should sell it to somebody for like 20 bucks. It was going for a donation for lymphoma and leukemia, so I don't know. Anyway, number 1's right here. Look at this dark red metallic it's getting. The black stripes. So initially it's white with red stripes, then it darkens to red with black stripes and black. One of the traits I like on this is the inner ring, if you see, has a ring of black teeth all around it. And then now it gets it around the back edge, which is kind of cool. And this does not do it justice. This gradient almost looks metallic to my eye. This is extremely shiny and metallic, so I'm really excited to see how this one's developing. As you can see, there's just a lot of little plants there. Veitchii X Viking is right there. Cephalotus is over there. Yes, I'm going to keep moving it to have people look and try to figure out where I keep it. But there are the 2 siblings back to back right next to each other. I don't know. So far I'm keeping number 2. So maybe I'll sell it, maybe I won't. I don't know anymore. This is Cherry Bomb's other sibling, which is the littlest of the ones. It hasn't really done as much as its siblings. It mainly comes off as almost a pure Viking. But, yeah, it's another one that's a Viking X Empular F2, which is basically Viking X Black Miracle, backcross to Viking X Black Miracle. So 2 of the same Grex. So there was a lot of recessive traits. That's why it's extremely red. I did sell the variegated Gracilis's cutting. And then after I did it, it immediately got another basil. So I'm just kind of looking at this plant like, do you just like the basil? What's going on with you? Well, yeah, there's just a lot of little things going here. Plants I haven't seen picture in a while are picturing. A lot of neat little traps that are just hiding all around. I've got to kind of go in here and search for them. Veitchii X Clipiated down here has nice stripes so far developing. That's not it. There it is. Clipiata X Veitchii. I'm not sure this. Oh, this is actually my Glendiflora X Trusmaniensis right here. Nice woody little striped. So it's coming back. Oh, it's got another one hiding down there. So a couple of these are hiding traps all over the place. So you got to keep your wits about you when you're looking for it. Excuse me, I'm getting up. I'm going to go over here. Queen Milani finally has a nice trap. Look at the size of it. It's got a beautiful Rabacantlii look coming in here. But with the ventricosa body, it just has a great feel. Now, this one is a prolific hunter of hornets and wasps. I don't know why, but I, like at least 2 years ago, stuck it out of my garden, and she had a bunch of traps that were very tiny and squat. They were about this big, kind of the same size as that one. And she just had a whole hive of wasps and hornets basically devoured. And I have not had hornets or wasps outside since. So she was a prolific hunter of that. That specific Grex of Queen Milani, to my understanding, is Rabacantlii X Ventricosa, which is obvious. It looks like both of them. So I hope it colors up and darkens like Rabacantlii. Anyway, we'll go over to everybody's other favorite area, the other upper area. So a couple of the plants are in here, doing quite well. My little begonias are alive, as is my African violet. The mangosteen shot another leaf. That's the fastest I've seen, because I hadn't got any leafage on that till December. And mind you, I had bought it in like summer or whatever, or it arrived from customs in the summer. But it did not have any leaf development. Now it's got 2 leaves developing and pushing out again, so it's starting to pick up some speed. Let's see. My Veitchii forest is Veitchii Risto, Veitchii Diabolica, Veitchii Amata, and then the Ventrata seed grown, which is trying to become friends with the fan again. No, I'm not kidding. It is literally growing into the fan. It's growing away from it. So I might be topping it soon, because it does have a pretty big basil. And I'll have cuttings available that are like 10 bucks, like whatever. Anyway, if anybody's interested in that, let me know. If you're ever curious about my sales, go to Instagram, Wise Exotic. I do have a little sales doc. There's not a lot on it, because I do like to keep most of my plants. One of the snakes shed. Now we'll go down here into the tank. So the tank, a lot of the little ones were starting to get too big for their containers, so I did a bunch of repots. I actually need to shift this one just a bit down so this one can come in a little more. Anyway, this is a Alba Mariganata Red. I had to think about it for a sec there. Its cutting is right here, doing quite well. As you can see, it's a very slow to grow species, but the cutting is developing. It has quite cute little red traps. Now, Suratensis is right here. This is another newly described one from McFarlane, doing quite well. The pictures are starting to get a little dark speckling on the body. Pudica, don't mean to bump the phone, under here has a nice new trap. Starting to get that speckling. This impressive little specimen is the I keep doing this. It's CAR 0239, which is Rocco X Bosch X Sumatrana X LA X Veitchii. I could say it this time, not being silly. Now my other one, which is right here, this is such of Nepenthes number 3, which I keep trying to check on it. It gets stripes and it gets kind of this cool little inner red halo. It's a complex one. It is, if I can read his writing, I can't. I'll read my writing. Rafex X Timvia X Northiana X Veitchii X Epiphytiata, which that is a neat one. Let's see down here. Naga is right here. Got a nice new developing trap. Naga, I guess, are not that common, so I'm kind of glad I have a little seed grown one just doing its thing. Sumatrana seems quite happy. It's got a nice trap developed right there, starting to color up reddish. So we'll see how that one goes. Over here are the ones from Mike and Carnivero and Nepenthes Odyssey. So this is Pink X Barrow number 2 Veitchii. Had a couple of big jumps since I got it, so it just seemed right to get them all in one kind of style so I could track their growth. This is Veitchii Big Mama Pink Candy Cane Clone 13 X Azukin X Barrio. So I have no idea how this one will look, but it looks kind of neat to me. Hose Mountain X Barrio. This one has stripes. It's already got some nice jumps and it's kind of doing some interesting stuff here. Getting a little reddish leaves. Above it is Viking Amp Striped X Red Winged. This one's cool. I really hope it has little ribbons. It's a very cute little squat trap, but I love the ones that have little ribbons that are the low land. I think those are very pretty. I've always had problems growing low land, as said before. This one is Veitchii X Suratensis X Veitchii Stripe. This one does have stripes, and I was getting this one because I didn't have a Suratensis and I wanted to see how it grows, and now I have a Suratensis, so I don't know. This is Josh number 3 is over here, J3. Looks like the tag's trying to fade on me. Loya Veitchii Bashiana Adriani X Burgundy. Seriously red. My Adriani is doing really well. It's already dropped that red trap I posted on Instagram. This one's interesting. This is Viking X Impularis Spotted X Viking Cucarina X Black Miracle. Nice red variegation already coming in on that. Beautiful green stripes, very present. This one's going to be a beauty. My Raf White Exotica Plant X Fukusa doing quite well. It's already got another trap developing in the corner next to its other trap. For some reason, it likes the corner, so it just stays there. Rafts are somewhat slow growing. The Bong So, as you can see, they're all doing quite well. 3, 2, 1 in a row. Number 1 threw a really big trap. I'm quite impressed how big it was competing with number 3. Number 2, as we said, is about middle ground between them, but it's getting darker, so it's just the normal of the 3. Let's see. Leonardo Seed Grown, doing quite well. It's got lots of traps and new leafage. There's my sensor in there. This is the other one from Nepenthes Odyssey. This is Veitchii K X Candy Stripe. KX Candy Stripe X Candy, sorry. I have 2 of those from her. Both of the traps are red, so they're reddish yellow kind of thing. So I already had one of those that was a little larger, and I wanted 2 more to see how they develop. And then I'll just choose and pick my favorites of them and keep that one. That's just, or 2. or both, or all. I'm weird that way. Let's see. Unknown plants. Other trap opened. Still very weird and no idea what it is. It's just a neat little plant. Northiana. Nice. Very Northiana-like. This is the Borneo Exotics one. And then here's my seed grown one right here. Doing quite well. I think it's developing another trap in there. Yeah. I'm going to push that trap out so it can not be restricted. Ah, here's a good trap from it. Very thirsty. It's got nectar dripping down here. Nice stripes. There's another Northiana picture right here. Northiana leaves always cover the inside, which I have to kind of move it. Now my Raja, they're doing quite well. As you can see, seed grown Raja, Borneo Exotics Raja. They're next to these other Veitchii. A little chaotic, but whatnot. Macrophylla, still alive. And yes, I have started calling this one Phoenix. So Little Phoenix here has been through so much, it gets a cool name. So Little Phoenix is a seed grown macro, still doing its thing. I kind of have this just open enough to keep the humidity in there without it getting too over humid to cause bacteria growth. Velosa, still doing Velosa things, very slow to grow. Hamada AW1, BE 3975 Tembu Sissy, and then Hamada number 4. Yes, number 4. Had a nice picture jump right there. As you can see, it's a pretty big jump. Cream inside, nice and toothy, little red. I like this one more because I know it's a male, so I know I can breed it out. I don't know about one, but one was my first Hamada, so it's kind of there. Getting a little bit of red lines in here, so I'm not sure if it's liking this spot, but it's growing and throwing traps, so I'm not gonna move it. Let's see, the BCP macro, which is 1998-23 BCP clone from Kuja Orchid. They had 2 others available. This one is already got a little bit of leaf growth. 2 leaves have already since I got it, and it's already working on its next one. Clone T, the moss is slowly spreading, getting a little bit of a pitcher jump and a leaf jump. Edwardsiana, we got 1 new trap developing on the back here. I'll just tuck that in there so I can actually watch the bugger. This is probably the hardiest of the eddies I've heard of because most Edwardsiana do not like to be moved or repotted to what I was told. I physically dropped this one by accident and it did not care. So my Diabolica has 5-ish traps right now. So 4 active and it's already working on its 5th, and even it looks like it's 6. So there's the 5th there, the other one. So we got 2 in the back. She is loving this springtime right now. She is very happy. It just took her this long to be super happy. I'm not going to complain. Velosa Hamada, nice leaf jumps. It's got a leaf kind of hiding a trap under there with Diabolica. The Nebularum is doing good. It's kind of repping in on itself, which is really weird. Because if you look at the robs spread out. I did trim a leaf on rob number 2, but it's very stout. It had another trap way down here developing nice leaves. But as you see, the Neb's leaf are a little more narrow, kind of like this one, but still darker green. This one's and fuzzy, where this one's very rubbery. Anyway, original Rob, very slow. Star pattern, very squat. These striped Palamonensis right here. Doesn't look like I have any Drosera seeds, sadly, but I've been keeping an eye on it. Attenbergi also repotted. Seems quite happy. Already has another big leaf jump. Mariliana. I do have a seed-grown Mariliana. This is the suratensis, ultra lowland. So let's see if I can grow this and not have any problems. This one's been very interesting. I think I need to give it a little more water because the moss is a little dry. So we'll see how it goes. But the moss is doing okay-ish so far. I might shift that toward the back or toward this direction and shift it with another plant. I'm not sure. Greenwood Exotics one is doing well. It's already got a nice leaf jump. Lemon Cherry, its largest trap is hiding down there, but it's doing well. This is Raja Experburgity, or Alsupertrinensis, to my understanding. It has a nice trap there. Oh, hey, look, Lemon Cherry's hiding a trap with that. This plant, always hiding traps for me. Anyway, so that's a wrap, everybody. I hope you're all doing well and have enjoyed this kind of update. I'll see you guys and gals at the end of, April. And keep them there, as well as maybe do some discussion videos and or species documentation and whatnot. Trevor out.